When we bend a tense string away from its equilibrium position and release it, the string will bounce back and forth until its energy has been dissipated and channeled through to the mass of the steel points holding it. On a guitar, these points are the nut and the saddle at the bridge, and both are meant to transmit this energy onto the guitar's body, but mainly to the soundboard. The soundboard is thin and flexible enough to mirror the vibrations of the string, and in turn move the air molecules surrounding it to create sound waves. Since it is a flat surface, it will vibrate more freely and move more air particles when the string vibrates perpendicular to its surface. The string will oscillate through the linear trajectory between the release point and its equilibrium position, and it can do so in any axis. However, the vibrations that will be amplified more efficiently will be the ones that are transverse to the soundboard. To make the string vibrate perpendicular to the soundboard, we will have to release the string either from the outer side of the normal or from the inner side of the normal. If we bend the string towards the outer side of the normal, we will need to pull the string, and when released, it will hit against the fret, producing an undesirable percussive sound in our tone. Our last and only option will then be to push the string towards the inner side of the normal before releasing it. The contact point and the angle of the distal phalanx are the two main variables that need to be precisely adjusted for the string to break through after the phalanx pushes the string to the inner side of its normal. However, the distal phalanx has no control over its angle relative to the string. This angle will depend on the position of its DIP joint, that is controlled by its parent joint, the PIP joint. This parent-child kinematic relation between two joints is very common in many systems, like on the blades of a propeller or the hands of a clock or a windshield wiper. There is one still point and another free point at the end that will submissively move through a fixed circular trajectory. Building a system where the still point and the free point are capable of switching roles would be much more complicated. In a two-joint system, we will be able to change the length of the radius without changing the mass of our system, or even coordinate the rotations to make the free point navigate through linear trajectories. Our obedient DIP is submissive to its parent, the PIP, who in turn is compliant to the orders of its parent, the MCP, who is defenseless to the authority of the wrist, and this of the elbow, and this of the shoulder. In this forward kinematic system, our distal phalanx is the last link of the chain, and thus its stability will be disturbed by the movement of any of the other joints. However, since its contact point with the string is a still point, the whole system will have to be capable of reversing itself and work with inverse kinematics to control the angle of the distal phalanx respective to the string. This angle can be controlled by the entire arm's position, which is controlled by the shoulder's rotator cuff, the great-grandparent of all the joints. Once the arm has produced an optimal angle for the distal phalanx, the DIP and the PIP can lock their angles and allow the MCP to flex and pluck the string. Although the adipose tissue of the fingertip surface is an excellent tool to push the string with, when it comes to the release, its rugged topography and squishy curved surface is not of the most optimal kind to snap out from. A properly sized and shaped nail can become a smooth path for the string to slide through towards its free edge, where it can suddenly break free. The nail has a natural curve on its plate and a natural curve on its folds. If we can shape the nail so that the flattened surface of the tip and the nail fold meet at an open angle of around 135 degrees, the string can smoothly slide through towards the free edge. When playing music, two alternating fingers like the index and the middle should be able to cope with the demands of most rhythms. But since the middle finger is longer, their distal phalanges will not arrive at the same angle. Since the index cannot become longer, to balance both distal phalanges, the middle finger will need to learn to relax its DIP joint. Although it sounds like a drastic workaround, this solution works surprisingly well and unlocks the efficiency of their alternations in the most demanding musical passages. After the release, the finger will inevitably land on the upper neighbor string, creating another contact point that will contribute to the hand stability, just like the thumb does. To navigate up and down to different strings, we will need to transport the fingers by moving the entire arm with the aid of the shoulder's rotator cuff, while maintaining the thumb anchored. All this literally sounds wonderful, but when we play the guitar polyphonically, like we do most of the times on the classical guitar, we will want to play many simultaneous and overlapping notes. So we will need to find a way to still push the string towards the soundboard, but release it in a different direction without touching the upper neighbor string. The strength of our fingers is of course limited, and we cannot afford to use their energy without a purpose, which implies that ideally our fingers should be completely relaxed when coming in contact with the strings. But when the fingers are completely loose, they curl inwards. Dear friends, thank you for your incredible feedback and support. These videos aim to illustrate how our anatomy interacts with the guitar, and the animated images allow me to describe these interactions in more detail, which I believe will have a very positive impact on your progress with the guitar. The full 42-minute right-hand principles video will be released on this channel on September 5th. However, it is ready and available now for early access in my membership area. By becoming a member, you will allow me to dedicate more time to produce the hundreds of more specific videos that I have planned. You can sponsor this channel for just $2.99 a month and get early access to all my content as soon as it's ready. As a member, you'll also receive exclusive perks, including 2 one-hour Zoom meetings each month, where I will answer your questions, demonstrate techniques, and listen to your suggestions. These calls will take place on the first and third Sunday of every month at 1:30 p.m. New York time. The first one will take place this August 18th. I will be including some behind the scenes. There will be badges, emojis, and posts. But the most important thing is that if you find any value in this endeavor, you will enable me to invest the time and effort to create and produce more of this type of content. So please let me know your thoughts. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next video.